right, the time is 7:30. I am calling the regular meeting of the Lake Como Mayor and Council to order. Please rise for a salute to the flag and a moment of silent reflection. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. Sunshine Law, please.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by the adoption of a resolution by the Mayor and Council on the 7th day of January 2025, in which resolution, the time and place of agenda and regular meetings commencing with January 7th were set forth. Notice of same was delivered to the Asbury Park Press, the Co-Star, and Tap Into, and a copy of the notice was posted on the Borough website and on the bulletin board in Borough Hall. All meetings are open to the public.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Whitty?
Here.
Scull?
Here.
D'Antuono?
Here.
Morrow?
Yes.
Ventris?
Here.
Valdoyle?
Here.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from the April 15th meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstentions? Opposed? Moving on to reports of committee, starting with Councilwoman Valdoyle.
Thank you, Mayor. All matters are in order.
Thank you. Councilman Ventris.
Thank you, Mayor. This past Saturday at the Taylor Pavilion, the Environmental Commission of Lake Como and Belmar presented a Master Gardeners from Rutgers program on planting and doing small spaces in your yards. It was very well attended and pretty well received by the community. The next Environmental Commission meeting is going to be next Thursday at 6:30 here. All matters are in order.
Thank you. Councilman DeMauro.
On the agenda tonight is a shared services agreement with Belmar for EMS services. And with regards to the police department, Chief, you have anything?
Nothing at this time.
All matters are in order.
Thank you. Councilman D'Antuono.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a reminder that on May 15th, the summer seasonal traffic patterns and one-way streets will be going into effect. Other than that, all matters are in order.
Thank you very much. Councilwoman Scull.
Thank you, Mayor. Belmar asked me to just remind everyone about some activities going on this summer that are open to Lake Como residents. So you can find them on their website, belmar.com, and they include Kids Running Club, summer basketball, summer tennis, and a new summer camp they have that's a marine science camp. So there's lots of details. I don't want to take the time to share all of them, but you can find everything on their website and sign up there. Other than that, all matters are in order.
Thank you. Council President Whitty.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. During the meeting, we'll be introducing the budget for the year 2025. At that point, I'll go into detail more about it. Other than that, matters in order.
Thank you. For my report, I just have two things. As you know, once a month I host Coffee with the Mayor here at Borough Hall. Almost every month. We do have to skip a couple of months. But this past Saturday, was it past Saturday? No, 2 Saturdays ago, I had Coffee with the Mayor here. And I had a number of residents, and we talked about a lot of things. The most concerning, though, I think, for our residents was the state of some of our sidewalks and curbs and cleanliness of the streets and the overall properties in town. So it's a conversation that I had with our borough administrator and some of our DPW. We're looking into new plans and new procedures for street cleaning. I also think it's important to reach out to our residents and ask them to keep their property clean. I think it's very important too to remind our residents that we do have town ordinance for how people put out their garbage. Garbage should be put out in the street in a rigid container with a lid. I see a lot of garbages out in the morning when I'm walking the dog, and they're just sitting there in bags, and a lot of them are ripped open and the animals get into them and the garbage gets all over the street. So I encourage our residents to go on our website and review our ordinance for proper way to put their garbage and recyclables to the curb. And I encourage them, as we get closer to the summer, to take a little extra care in the maintenance and cleanliness of their property. So I thank them. I thank the residents at Coffee with the Mayor for bringing that to my attention, and I look forward to seeing cleaner streets out there. Second, and more fun, this week, May 4th through May 10th, is Municipal Clerks Week. Our municipal clerk, Amy, who just recently became a full-time municipal clerk here in Lake Como, is rated the #1 municipal clerk in Monmouth County for this year. And even more impressive, #3 in the state.
4.
I heard it was 3.
It's 4.
Okay, sorry, it was 4 in the state. It's really impressive, and I'm going to say it's really impressive because the nominations that come in, the number of nominations you get really is where your rating is. So you got more nominations than any other borough clerk in Monmouth County. We are the 10th smallest community in the state, and to be, what did I tell you, Ms. Schaefer, about your phone?
Wait, it's the president.
Yeah, it's right. To be number 4 in the state and the 10th smallest community is really amazing. Amy and all our municipal clerks are essential to the executive function of our municipality. Amy is not just a friendly face, she is the keeper of all the records. She manages all of our elections and monitors all legislative documentation, to say just a few things that you do. So from the council, from the mayor and council, we want to say thank you to Amy. And we did go out and get you some flowers because it is, actually, Heather went out and got you flowers. From the mayor and the council, congratulations.
Thank you.
You gotta put them up in front of you so nobody can see your face.
Sounds good to me. Thank you.
So congratulations to Amy, and congratulations, and I just want to recognize all our municipal clerks in our municipalities around the area, so thank you for that. Other than that, all matters are in order. We will move on to public comments on the consent agenda and new business. If anyone from the public wants to come up and talk about anything that is listed on the agenda, and agenda items only, they can do that now. I'm sorry, I will open that up. Can I have a motion to open that up?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Anyone wishing to speak can come to the mic now. Seeing none, I'll take a motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. With that, we will have our introduction portion. Before I ask Doug to read the introduction, I'm going to ask our newly minted CFO, official CFO, Ms. Sam Waters, to talk a little bit about the budget this year, how it compares to the budget last year, where we are with how we're raising money through taxes, and the percentages of what that money being raised is.
Sure. So this year, with help of the finance committee, we were able to put together a budget with the amount to be raised for by taxation, which is our municipal portion, is actually about $4,500 less than last year. So with that proposed amount to be raised with $3.261 million, the proposed municipal tax rate is looking at a 0.388, which is about almost 5 pennies less than last year. So it's about a reduction in the municipal tax rate of 13%.
You want to talk a little bit, make any comments?
But and also, I just want to let you know that the average price of a house, resident house in Lake Como is $824,000. That's the average house assessment value. Now, you make people, since we have a reduction in our tax rate and the tax money we're getting is the same from last year, but the resident may see an increase because the property value has gone up. So just because the rate goes down doesn't mean that your taxes are going down, because your property value has gone up. Like my house has gone up this past year 20% more in my house. So some houses went up, some went down, but you have to take that into consideration when you see your tax bill. That's all I'm saying. Other than that,
I do
That's the
want,
bad news, the good news.
No,
that's the way it is.
I do want to make a couple of comments on this, and then I'll open up to the council if they want to make any comments or questions. We have been talking about assessments in Lake Como for many years, but more ferociously, I think, over the last year and a half. Our tax assessments, our home assessments, come from the county. And then, as many of you know, our budget is broken down, or our taxes are broken down into 3 separate rates. One of those rates comes from the school system, one of those rates comes from the county, and one of those rates comes from the municipality. The role of this council to try to combat the ADP system that assesses our homes every year is to try to lower our rate as much as we can to give as much balance as possible. We will never be able to lower our rate at the same size, I guess you could say, or the same amount as those assessments are going up in town. But we have to do our best to try to keep up with it. So we are lowering our rate significantly this year. It's the first time that this town has ever been under 4 cents. And I want to thank the work of our CFO and the work of everyone in our Borough Hall and our Finance Committee, which consists of Council President Whitty and myself, in making the decisions to try to keep that municipal rate down. When a homeowner gets a tax bill, they need to understand that the municipal rate has gone down, the school rate has remained flat. We do not know what the county rate is going to be. When does that usually come out, Sam?
July, usually that's when all of our rates will get certified by the county, is once the budget.
And because of that, this year's any money that is increased in taxes from the homeowner is not realized until the second half of the year. So when a homeowner opens up their tax bill for the second half of the year, they will see that it is more money than the first half of the year. And that is because it is making up for that rate that we're getting in the middle of the year. That is usually when we start having conversations about home assessments, August, September, when people realize that they have to increase their taxes, or their taxes have been increased. This is a first reading, it is an introduction, and we will have a public comment on it in 1 month,
Yeah,
June 3rd, at the June 3rd council meeting. Do we have any comments or questions from the council at this time? All right, seeing
No,
none,
we don't have to read anything.
we don't have to read the resolution?
No, that's after we approve it.
yeah, you just take a look.
Okay,
Motion to introduce the budget.
Make a motion, we introduce the budget,
Second.
2025.
Second.
okay, roll call please.
Councilmember Whitty,
Yes.
Stoll,
Yes.
Napolitano,
Yes.
Memoro,
Yes.
Ventries,
Yes.
Alcala Doyle.
Yes.
Okay, the budget is introduced. Thank you all very much for your hard work. We have one item under the consent agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the
So
consent?
moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, abstentions. Seeing none, we will move on to our first resolution offered by me. This is Resolution 2025-70. And this is in recognition of our Belmar Police Department, who is once again taking part in the National Police Week and the Police Unity Tour. This is something that I know our chief and members of our police department take very seriously and take very close to heart, and is something they participate in every year. The resolution, whereas in 1962, President Kennedy signed public law establishing May 15th as National Police Officer Memorial Day, and the week of May 15th falls as National Police Week. Whereas National Police Officers Memorial Day and National Police Week was supported by a joint resolution of Congress in 1962, and whereas public law was amended by the Violent Crime Control and Law Enforcement Act of 1994 by President Bill Clinton, signing public law directing that the flag of the United States be displayed on all government buildings at half-staff on May 15th of each year. Whereas the Police Unity Tour, established in May of 1997, consists of bike riders and support staff who travel from New Jersey to Washington, D.C. to bring public awareness to police officers that have been killed in the line of duty and to raise funds for the National Law Enforcement Memorial in Washington, D.C. Whereas the journey is long and challenging, but for the Police Unity Tour participants, it is what they prepare for throughout the year. Through fundraising and physical training, they know that their efforts raise awareness for the ultimate sacrifice made by so many law enforcement officers. And in 2023, the Police Unity Tour and its 2,000 members were proud to donate $2.2 million to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Lake Como support the Police Unity Tour, its police officers especially, Belmar Police Chief Tina Scott, Sergeant Phil Borman, Sergeant John Mahoney, Sergeant Brian Poppert, Detective Larry Kelly, Patrolwoman Nicole Hawkins, Patrolman Kevin Marone, Special Officer Ryan Braswell, and Dispatcher Morgan Barney, and recognize and support National Police Week and National Peace Officers Memorial Day, dated today, May 6th, 2025. Just as a side note, and I say this every year, I talked to the chief about this a little bit. She came to Coffee with the Mayor this month, by the way, so she knows what it's like to be the mayor now. Just a little bit on the side. 2016, I think, Belmar Police started working here in Lake Como, and we really never have looked back. And I know today is to recognize fallen officers and the memory of fallen officers, but I think it's important to say whenever we have the opportunity to say thank you to all of our police officers, you that are here and the ones that are not here that serve our community every day. We respect what you do, and we value your presence in this town, and we value what you do for our residents. So from all of us to all of you, thank you very much, and good luck. I know Drew really wants to go with you, but for some reason he can't get off of work this year to go with you and ride all the way to Washington, D.C. So congratulations. I'm going to ask you guys to come up to get a copy of the resolution. Take a picture. I don't know if you want the council in the picture. No? No? Nick, you want to be in the picture? Chairperson?
Yeah, I guess I should.
All right.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Thank you. Have fun. Thank you.
Thanks for covering
But you can't ride? You're under new orders. All right, moving on in new business, we have ordinance 2025-6, which is the second reading of public hearing offered by Councilman D'Antuono.
Thank you, Mayor. So offered ordinance 2025-6, an ordinance of the Borough of Lake Como amending the salary ranges of certain Borough of Lake Como employees. Position Director of Code Enforcement will have a base salary range of $40,000 to $60,000. Water sewer collector will have a base salary range of $10,000 to $20,000. Technical assistant to the construction official will have an hourly amount of $2 to $6. Certified recycling professional per annual report range of $400 to $600. Clean Communities Coordinator per annual report pay of $400 to $600 also.
Thank you. This is a second reading and public hearing. At this time, I'll open to the public for anyone who wants to speak to this ordinance. Seeing none, I will close. Ask for a second.
Second,
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Liddy,
yes.
Stahl,
Yes.
Antoine,
Yes.
Mora,
Yes.
Ventrice,
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Point of order, I am going to pause our agenda because I forgot a part of my report. And at this time, I need to call up our SMERSA representative to talk about flow. And I apologize that I forgot about you, Kev.
Sure.
I got caught up in the moment.
I know. First of all, Amy, congratulations. Kevin Lynch, 1823 Parkway in South Mount Regional Sewer Authority. In honor of the NBA playoffs, this is like a halftime report of our full report. Because speaking of budgets, this is how our budget is, calculated each year. So, for example, the 2025 budget, it was 6.33% of the SMERSA bill. Because of the low flow and dry season in September and October, we had no rain and a drought. We're trending lower, almost 1% less. Now again, we're only 7 months in, but it's always good to know what it is in terms of for 2026, where we can be at in terms of where we're trending. So that's all I wanted to give the council, and it's all again for budget purposes, always good to know.
So, I know we kind of ask this every year. What does that mean, right? What does that mean that we're at 5.45% as compared to 6.33? Is that a good thing? Is that a not so good thing? And what?
It's a great thing, because in terms of the overall budget, the cost for the 8 towns is about $9 million to service, sewer flow for all 8 towns. So that our share for 2025 is 6.33% of that number. So if our percent share goes down, we pay less in terms of overall budget. If our share goes up, we pay more than that. So, that's why certain towns, when we have a lot of rain and high groundwater, where you have like sewer lines literally submerged in groundwater, and we're just cleaning clean water. So to give you an example, November we were at 5 million gallons, and that's because we had a drought for 2 months. And then with postponed in April showers, spring flowers, you're looking at 10 million gallons. So what was double of the flow in terms of what we're treating. So a lower percent share just says that we pay less, in the upcoming year. So, and this will always be an issue. Who knows when people are pumping their sewer, their water in their basement into the sewer line, which is illegal. That's something that we've always been battling all our life.
Do you have a comparison, like, month by month from year to year,
In terms of what?
the flow? Like,
Oh, yeah.
right now, this past April was 10.99. Do you know what April was last year?
Off the top of my head, but I can find out. I don't know exactly what was, normally I do that, but, but yeah, I have, 15 years of data in terms of every single year, in terms of, what was April last year versus that.
And the other thing I think we always talk about, we talk about a dry season versus a wet season.
Yeah.
The sewage company does not process rainwater. However, we do have I&I, right, in certain areas where that rainwater does get into the system.
Correct.
The more water in the ground, the more water is getting into the system, which is why you have higher numbers.
Somehow, yeah. So we don't know how, whether it's joints, whether it's pumping from the basement.
Yeah.
But again, it's and again, there's other towns that have the same problems, same issues.
Yeah.
So, all towns should be in a newer system. You can see that their flow is almost exactly the same, no matter what. So it's something that we have to always be aware of. So when we get our budgets every year, sometimes we go up in price or, cost, and sometimes we go down based upon our percent share. And the reason I do it for October to October, because it's easier to plan for the following year, for the upcoming year. So October to October is our measuring, metrics in order to tell us what 2026 budget is for you guys.
So with wall going up so high, is that because of the development that's going on?
Probably, or just there's more people out there, but And again, everything is, again, percent share, so if our percent shares go down, other people go up, so.
Okay.
And I just want to give you a halftime report, that was it.
Anybody else?
See you in
All
October.
right. Thank you, Kevin. I apologize for the pause.
No, it's okay.
Additionally, another point of order, I am going to add a resolution at the end of this. It is gonna be resolution 2025-79, and that, sorry?
80. 79 was on the consent.
Oh, gotcha, thank you, 80, and that will be for an executive session, and we can take on to who's gonna read that resolution.
I nominate Peter Patrice.
So moving on, we will move to ordinance 2025-7. This is also a second reading and public hearing offered by Council President Whitty.
So offered ordinance 2025-7, an ordinance amending and supplemental chapter 3, traffic of the revised general ordinance of the Borough of Lake Como, County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey, specifically adding section 4-17, low speed bicycle and other means of motorized vehicles.
This is the second reading and public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak to this specifically can come to the mic now.
We talked about this at the last meeting and in the workshop, so that's why this is the second reading now.
Seeing none, I will close and ask for a second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Whitty,
Yes.
Stahl,
Yes.
Antoine,
Yes.
Demora,
Yes.
Ventries,
Yes.
Valadora.
Yes.
Thank you. We have ordinance 2025-8. It's a first reading and introduction offered by Councilwoman Albella Doyle.
Thank you, Mayor. So offering ordinance 2025-8. This is an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 4, General Licensing of the Revised General Ordinances of the Borough of Lake Como, County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey, and specifically adding Section 4-5, Games of Chance, where we find it necessary to amend Chapter 4 and to add Sections 4 and 5 to address and regulate, like I said, those games of chance, to include the conditions of issuance, investigation of applications and license issuance, restriction for the issuance, license forms, control and supervision, participation by underage persons, operating restrictions, license and operation regulations, filing of certified copy reports of license issued and violations, license fees for raffles, license fees for bingo, disposition of fees, unlicensed operation, laws that are invoked, violations and penalties, and suspension and revocation. If this ordinance is approved, it would take in effect 20 days after final passage, adoption, and publication according to the law.
So I just have a question, and Peg, maybe you can answer this, or maybe Amy can answer it. It is adding section 4 and 5, but I only see section 5.
Section 4-5.
That's what I thought, okay. So it's chapter 4, section 5?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha, okay. Understood. This is a first reading, we have an introduction. Any questions from the council? Seeing none, I'll take a second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Whitty,
Yes.
Stahl,
Yes.
Antoine,
Yes.
Demora,
Yes.
Ventries,
Yes.
Valadora.
Yes.
Thank you. Ordinance 2025-9. This is also a first reading and introduction offered by Councilman D'Antuano.
Thank you, Mayor. So offered capital ordinance 2025-09 is a capital ordinance providing for various road improvements for and by the Borough of Lake Como and the County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey, appropriating $660,000 to pay for the cost thereof, which amount will be funded by the NJDOT Local Transportation Projects Fund. The improvements and purposes hereby authorized are to provide for various improvements to Fernwood Road, Briarwood Terrace, and Pine Terrace.
Thank you, and just to reiterate that this is a grant-funded project. Any questions from the council? Have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Whitty,
Yes.
Stahl,
Yes.
Antoine,
Yes.
Demora,
Yes.
Ventries,
Yes.
Valadora.
Yes.
Thank you. The ordinance passes. We have ordinance 2025-10 offered by Council President Whitty.
So offered ordinance 2025-10, a bond ordinance providing for the improvement and repairs of various roads throughout the borough and in the borough of Lake Como in the County of Monmouth, State of New Jersey, appropriating $225,000, therefore including the New Jersey Department of Transportation grant in the amount of $190,000 $274, and also an issuing of $34,726 in bond or note of the borough to the finance part of the cost thereof. This is, I guess, the bond that we have for the roads that we're gonna be doing. Road, no, what's the other road?
Is this the same project?
This is the next grant, I believe. For
Yeah,
Walling
this one should
Avenue.
be
Yeah, this
for
is the next project.
Yeah, this should be
Walling
for
Avenue?
Walling.
Yeah. It's Walling, Belmont, Melrose.
Mhm.
So, right, so the first one was for the next project, which is $600,000. And then the project after that, we're looking at,
There's Walling Avenue, Belmont Avenue, and Melrose.
we're looking at a total of 225,
Mhm.
190 coming from grant and 34 coming from
Local lines.
Okay. First reading, any questions? No second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Liddy,
Yes.
Stahl,
Yes.
Antoine,
Yes.
Demora,
Yes.
Idris,
Yes.
Alcala.
Yes.
One quick question, do you know when these gonna, both of these projects are we started?
The first project, which is gonna be Fernwood, is going to start hopefully sometime in October.
October? And the second one will be after next year, following year?
Probably more likely spring.
All right, thank you.
Next, we have Resolution 2025-71, offered by Councilman Antoine.
Thank you, Mayor. Sol offered Resolution 2025-71, a resolution of the Borough of Lake Como Council authorizing a shared services agreement as the provider of code enforcement services for the Borough of Neptune City. Whereas the boroughs of Lake Como and Neptune City have negotiated the terms and conditions of an agreement by which the Borough of Lake Como will provide general code enforcement services to the Borough of Neptune City, and each of the municipalities believes this agreement to be in their mutual public interest and result in substantial savings for taxpayers.
Just to clarify, this is an already existing agreement that we have, that we are just increasing, I believe, the cost.
It is.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Liddy,
Yes.
Stahl,
Yes.
Antoine,
Yes.
Demora,
Yes.
Idris,
Yes.
Alcala.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2025-72, offered by Councilman Ventris.
Thank you, Mayor. So offered Resolution 2025-72, resolution of the Borough of Lake Como Council authorizing a shared services agreement as the provider of code enforcement services for the Borough of Spring Lake. This resolution would authorize and approve a shared services agreement whereby the Borough of Lake Como will provide general code enforcement services to the Borough of Spring Lake. And this would be also because the municipalities believe the agreement to be in their mutual public interest and will result in substantial savings for taxpayers.
This is a new agreement, correct?
Yes. Second.
Roll call, please. Thank you.
Councilmember Liddy,
Yes.
Stahl,
Yes.
Antoine,
Yes.
Demora,
Yep.
Idris,
Yes.
Alcala.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2025-73, offered by Councilman Antoine.
Thank you, Mayor. Sol offered Resolution 2025-73, participants' resolution for a leak implementation grant. This is related to the prior two resolutions. Whereas the state of New Jersey has appropriated $6 million for shared services and implementation challenge and county coordinator grants to assist local units with the study, development, and implementation of new shared and regional services. Therefore be it resolved by the Council of the Borough of Lake Como that the Borough of Lake Como does hereby join with the Borough of Neptune City and the Borough of Spring Lake in applying for a leak implementation grant in the amount of $52,713.10 to support implementation of shared service.
Hence the mutual benefit to our municipalities. Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Liddy,
Yes.
Stahl,
Yes.
Antoine,
Yes.
Demora,
Yes.
Idris,
Yes.
Alcala.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2025-74, offered by Councilman DeMar.
Resolution of the Borough of Lake Como Council authorizing a shared services agreement for emergency medical services with the Borough of Belmar. It's a continuation of the agreement that we've had in place for a while. The resolution shall be published in official required by law within 10 days of its passage.
Thank you. Do I have any questions on this one? Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Whitty?
Yes.
Skull?
Yes.
Antoine?
Yes.
Demora?
Yes.
Ventrice?
Yes.
Ballado?
Yes.
Thank you. Before we move on, I just want to recognize all of those that worked so very hard on this agreement over the past year. Extending this agreement we have with Belmar, looking at and exhausting all possible opportunities that we've had in the EMS field with the county and with different municipalities, which we've spoke about at this meeting. We've heard about it at Belmar meetings as well over the past number of months. I think that this is the best deal that we can get for our Lake Como residents at this time. Thank you to Mr. DeMartin, who is the coordinator for the EMS in Belmar, and for all of those who worked so very hard on this. This is a long time coming, and it's a really big deal. So thank you. Resolution 2025-75, also offered by Councilman DeMauro.
It's a participants' resolution, LEAP implementation grant, whereas the state of New Jersey has appropriated $6 million for shared services and implementation. Challenging county coordinated grant to assist local units with the study, development, and implementation of new shared and regional services. Whereas the Department of Community Affairs Division of Local Government Services tasked with administering these grant funds through the Local Efficiency Achievement Program. Whereas LEAP implementation exists to support costs associated with shared services, implementation to ensure meaningful and efficiency, generating initiatives that are not hindered by short transitional expenses. Whereas the Borough of Belmar and Lake Como propose to enter in a shared services agreement but face certain expenses associated with that implementation. The purpose of this agreement is to increase efficiency, reduce waste and duplicative services, increase economy of scale, and increase operational effectiveness for EMS and life support. Basically, this is now therefore it is resolved by the Council of Lake Como and the Borough of Lake Como that join the Borough of Belmar in applying for the grant for the amount of $400,000.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Whitty?
Yes.
Skull?
Yes.
Antoine?
Yes.
Demora?
Yes.
Ventrice?
Yes.
Ballado?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2025-76, offered by Councilwoman Skull.
Thank you, Mayor. So offered resolution 2025-76. Be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Lake Como that the proper officers be directed and authorized to make payment from the following accounts. Current account, $36,967.14. Water and sewer account, $6,383.68. ACH wire payments, $95,480.66. For a grand total of $138,831.48.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Whitty?
Yes.
Skull?
Yes.
Antoine?
Yes.
Demora?
Yes.
Ventrice?
Yes.
Ballado?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2025-77, offered by Councilwoman Ballado.
Thank you, Mayor. So offering resolution 2025-77, be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Lake Como that the proper officers be directed and authorized to make payments from the following account. This would be the New Jersey Natural Gas account for $540.96.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Whitty?
Yes.
Skull?
Yes.
Antoine?
Abstain?
Demora?
Yes.
Ventrice?
Yes.
Ballado?
Yes.
Resolution 2025-78, offered by Council President Whitty.
So on resolution 2025-78, Borough of Lake Como, County of Monmouth, and resolution requesting permission for the dedication by rider for the tree replacement fund. I guess this is something we had to do to get permission from this Director of Local Services to have a fund goes into the general account.
And we just have to promise that any funds that we get are used on trees, correct?
Yes, that's it.
That's what the rider is. Do I have a second?
Second?
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Whitty?
Yes.
Skull?
Yes.
Antoine?
Yes.
Demora?
Yes.
Ventrice?
Yes.
Ballado?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2025-80, offered by, let's see, Councilman Ventrice.
I'll do it. Thank you, Mayor. So offered resolution 2025-80, resolution of the Borough of Lake Como Council Executive Sessions, where the Borough Council of Borough of Lake Como must discuss matters not appropriate for discussion in public meeting. The subjects are within the exceptions to the Open Public Meetings Act and are permitted to be discussed in closed session because they are covered by the attorney-client privilege and legal advice. After the closed session, should not be more than 30 minutes. The Borough Council will reconvene and action may be taken.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Woody?
Yes.
Dahl?
Yes.
Androna?
Yes.
Demora?
Yes.
Patrice?
Yes.
Now Doyle.
Yes.
Thank you. Before we go into executive session, I'll take a motion to open for public comments.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone wishing to speak at this time, public comments, questions, can do so now. Say it. Kim? No?
Not this week.
I know everybody.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, at this time, we are gonna go into public, to executive session. We are gonna use this room for that executive session. We're gonna ask you